strange events, peculiar circumstances, weird scenarios, AI, and things of that nature. Tune in and subscribe. Okay, it's the Bowie Knife. On our episode of What If? And today's episode is a matchup, peculiar one, between two iconic characters on TV. What we're gonna do is, we're gonna pit two characters, and we're gonna give them a what if scenario, and we're gonna decide who will come out on top. The two characters today are Steve Urkell versus Stewie Griffin. Battle of the Geniuses. So you know me, the Bowie Knife, I'm a nerd, man. I gotta figure out some stats, some feats, some powers, some pros, some cons, some weaknesses, some advantages. Let's start with Steve Urkell. Steve, well, he's genius intelligence, best known for his invention-making gadgetry. He claims he can create an atom bomb, which is pretty crazy. Expert technologist. He's a dancer, like a snake charmer, with his dancing skills. He has skill in unarmed fighting. He's been known to fight like wrestlers and people with towels and unorthodox weapons. He's brave. You wouldn't think so, but when it comes to that one girl that he likes, he'll stand up to anybody, including the Winslow family. He'll stand up against anyone. His equipment, he has a jetpack. He has a robot, the Urkelbot 2. I think he made two of them, a more advanced version. He created some exploding food. Dude's crazy. It's some kind of transformation chamber where you can go in and come out as a different persona. Tons of gadgets, man. And on top of that, dude is surprisingly strong, man, like almost superpowered strong. I remember one time he was dragging around that transformation chamber and brought it to her house all by himself and then put it in her kitchen. They were like walked out the room or something, he like had it in the kitchen. So, I mean, it's gotta weigh at least half a ton. Speed, you can get from here to there in like seconds, Dude's pretty durable. I think he got hit by lightning 3 times. His clothes was disintegrated and he was still there, like unharmed almost. So that's Steve Urkell. So let's look at your boy Stewie Griffin. I gotta pull it up on my device here. Give me a second. Stewie Griffin, he's best known for his gadgetry. He's super intelligent. I would garner to bet that the only person who's more intelligent than Stewie is probably Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty. But let's look at Stewie Griffin. He's part of the Griffin family. He has cartoonish athleticism. Again, he's a cartoon, so he's able to do things that a 3D normal flesh and blood human being can't do. He can regenerate. I've seen him in multiple forms, multiple timelines. He has gadgetry, inventions. He can invent time machines. I think he has a jetpack too. He has a small size, making him hard to hit. He knows martial arts. I've seen him combat like tons of people. Let's see what else. He's unpredictable. Because he's a kid and you automatically assume that his size and his looks, that you automatically underestimate him, but he's really quite brutal. He can drive cars and stuff, man, like remember things. He's resistant to like a lot of normal stuff that a regular human being couldn't handle. He has displayed mind control, hypnosis, weather manipulation, creates portals, like time manipulation, talks to animals, and he can make people believe he's talking as a child and really he's talking as an adult. So definitely Stewie has some interesting capabilities, pros and cons, advantages and weaknesses. Let me think about it. To make it even, we would have to do a best out of 3. First bout would be Steve Urkell at home with about a week's prep time, waiting for an attack from Stewie Griffin. Stewie doesn't know anything except he's going against a genius. And to make it fair, first round, Stewie Griffin invades Steve Urkell's lair. Steve Urkell has a week's prep time. Who would I give it to? I think that's leaning towards Steve Urkell. I don't think Stewie would be prepared for the amount of intelligence that Urkell has. And Urkel would be well aware and able to combat a cartoon. Round 2 would be the reverse. Steve Urkel infiltrating Stewie Griffin's house. And Stewie Griffin now has one battle under his belt and he knows what he's dealing with. My conclusion to that would be Stewie Griffin wipes the floor with Steve Urkel. Stewie has a room full of weaponry, man. Like, he has been considered to be one of the most brutal cartoon characters. He's willing to, like, off his own mom sometimes. So we're 1-1. Last bout, melee. They just go out, grab whatever they feel like grabbing, and they're gonna just end it. The final battle, Urkel versus Stewie. I would say Stewie has an array of weapons that could easily beat Steve Urkel. His brutality would be a factor. I also believe that Steve Urkel would bring probably his robots and his jetpack and different gadgets. I would imagine that he would probably maybe check his gadgetry to make sure he doesn't have any malfunctions, because he's known to have some malfunctions, as well as Stewie, known to like have tantrums, like he's a child. I think the last battle, I think Steve Urkel pulls it out. I think somehow or some way he finds out how to tap into Stewie's infant-like mind and gets him to doubt himself. So Steve Urkel for the win. I don't know, you know, that's the only way I can see it play it out. I mean, a lot of people would think Stewie would be a lot of problems for most people, but I think Steve Urkel, in the end, could just transform himself into one of his better selves and pull it out. So there's What If. Who do you think? Steve Urkel or Stewie Griffin? Do something good. God bless.